Alright guys, I was testing the fit of the prints and they went really good, the fit with the pipes and the prints, but when mounting the camera, I got this. Hola a todos, I'm Juan, your master of none. For this episode, I want you to join me in this quick project trying to solving the problem when filming vertical shots. In the previous episode, we learned how to design and build this workbench. Besides using them for work, I also plan to use them for shots of projects and make record processors easier. Using a regular tripod can be a bit cumbersome. That's why I'm thinking of building an overhead camera rig. I found some alternatives online, like dedicated tripods that requires counterweights and take up a lot of space. There are also more budget-friendly options. I want this to be a quick project since I have planned to shoot some other episodes during my vacation. So, I'll try to use locally available components. I'm thinking of having a structure to place my camera on that allows me to move the camera for adjusting shots. It has to be simple to make and portable for easy storage. For this, I thought we could use PVC pipes. It's an easy to work with material, relatively sturdy, and there are many sizes and adapters available in the market. Okay, so we have an idea of what we are looking for. Let's make a quick sketch. The rig should be able to go on top of the table, ideally reaching the edge to maximize our space. Additionally, I'll utilize the table's outlet space to store the same structure. If we do a mental exercise, some parts need to be removed to fulfill these functions, like this top and bottom bar. Anyway, the bottom one will interfere with our hands when working with large items on the table. So, we'll eliminate the photo on the bottom and make them movable to adjust the height and maintain some stability. With this in mind, let's go to the hardware store and see what components we can use. There, I saw different types of tubes with different diameters. I'm not sure which one we'll use or how much I need, so I'll have to use generic dimensions for this project. There are also these tube connectors, 45 and 90 degree ones, but I don't see any three-way connectors. I was hoping to find ones like those used for building kids' playhouses. Searching online, I found on Amazon they'll sell a variety of models. In my local hardware store, they focus on construction materials, so having those shapes doesn't make sense. The simplest way will be to buy those connectors and design based on them. Since I want to be a quick project, I won't buy them. Instead, I'll design connectors and 3D print them. In the store, I also found LED bars that could serve to illuminate while recording on the table. I'll use a parametric design software, allowing me to design variables for later modification. This is because I don't know the exact diameter of the pipe I'll use at the end, so I'll define a generic size now, and then when buying the tubes, I'll do the fine-tuning. After a few hours of designing, I achieved this result. It has a couple of mechanisms that are explained during assembly. About which tube we'll use, I checked the store websites for some types, but I didn't find much information. I have lying around two types of tubes here with almost the same diameter, but with small variations. Later, I found a technical datasheet from the manufacturer online, so it seems like the cold water threaded tube has a thick wall and it's cheaper than the hot water one. I'll adjust those values in the 3D design, although we'll still have to measure the actual tube for the final adjustment. Now, knowing the dimensions we want, we can buy the materials. We have the tubes, PVC glue, and spray paint. I also bought this PVC pipe cutter for around $6. You can cut with a saw, but this makes our job much easier. I printed this test version to analyze the fit of the parts. So far it looks good, so we can move on to print everything. Before gluing the pieces, we'll do a test of how everything fits. We have to be careful because the joints may come apart. The assembly was as expected, but when installing the camera, this happened. Alright guys, I was testing the fit of the prints and they went really good, the fit with the pipes and the prints, but when mounting the camera I got this. Well, I'm a little bit short on time for this project, but as you can see, it's not working properly, so I'll need to redesign the system to make it work properly. Let's analyze what went wrong. Due to its weight, the whole system tilts forward. As I mentioned in the beginning, PVC is a relatively lightweight material for its strength, but it still bends easily. Assuming the camera's weight is roughly in the center, we can extend that force line to the holder. In this case, we'll see that gravity moves the holder downward. But there's also another component of the weight that generates a moment, and as the system is supported with PVC tube with a certain flexibility, it causes everything to rotate. By the way, if you're interested in how forces like this interact, don't forget to subscribe because we're gonna learn about it in details in a future episode. To speed up this design, I didn't consider this. So, keeping this in mind, we can now make a change in the structure. At this point, the complete solution took a bit longer than planned, and maybe buying it directly could have been an option. After finishing the project, I hope it's still worth it to do it DIY. This new design is based on minimizing this torque as much as possible. The original plan was to use a ball head and an arm to move the camera at angles. This will inevitably generate that torque, so we'll have to compromise on functionality. However, I did like having the flexibility to record at angles. But for that, I'll use the same tripod shoe. This way, I can install it on both the rig and the tripod without having to unscrew it. With this in mind, this is the new design. Let's print it and test it. So far so good. Now we can glue with PVC adhesive, clean the structure well, sand it lightly, and paint it for a professional look. If you are interested, the STL files and also the editable 3D models are available for Patreon contributors, so you can change the tube width as you find them. I've just launched a new free newsletter called Maker Mail. Check out the link in the description to join and get tips, tricks, and my favorite updates from the maker world. Don't miss out! This project was quite interesting. The price of the components for the structure cost me around $24, and the cutting tool for the PVC pipes was around $6. So for $30 in total, I think it fulfilled the purpose. However, if I had to do this project again from scratch, I will use larger pipes for more stability. For now, I let the setup as is because it works for the next episodes of the series. But this stands as a reminder that we should plan our projects carefully and anticipate as many errors as possible. If you want to know how this methodology applies to design electronic projects, click here to see the 10 golden rules for mastering electronics.